not very happy with my ballot questions. I only get 2 choices for a school board candidacy election, then 2 choices for city council and at-large election, and then I get 4 silly, ballot questions, and it's not good enough. So I actually came up with a list of over 40 issues that I would rather see on Pueblo City's 2017 ballot. Okay. Should Pueblo City have a charter convention with its main purpose to draw up a new charter to present to the voters at a special election at a later date? Should we end the war on terror? Should there be a citizens oversight board for the police? How many solar trees do you want in Pueblo City? 1, a dozen, or 1,000? Isn't it about time we audited everybody? Isn't it about time? Should the owners of dogs be responsible for their dog's behavior? Should we be nicer to each other? Isn't it about time we eradicated poverty? Do you want free public Wi-Fi? Do the people of Pueblo want to end the contract with Black Hills in 2020? How many miles of fiber optics should Pueblo City invest in? Do we need more bureaucrats? Should we start a big rock candy mountain for homeless folks on the outskirts of town? Let's get rid of these godforsaken criminal red light cameras. Eh? Should Trump be banned from owning any property in Pueblo? Should all property abandoned by their absentee landlords resort back to the city? Should we get an architect to design super efficient public housing and then construct that super efficient public housing that architect constructed or designed? Are you in favor of constructing a clean and professional adult gym that's centrally located, or do you want several of them all over Pueblo City? And how many gas stations should Pueblo City invest in? 1, 2, or 9? Spread them all around, prevent gouging, like what they're doing after this Hurricane Harvey. Isn't it about time Pueblo City bought an internet company and a trash company to give us a public option in those industries? Shouldn't we start our Sweden's trash to electric program this month or at the end of the year? If these 4 lame ballot questions are the only issues Pueblo City, the government of Pueblo City wants us to decide upon, how many other important issues are being decided behind our backs? Shouldn't we, the people, get to pick the contractors? Should we, as a people, choose the budget that we like best? Isn't it about time we end the war on drugs? And this here is the Stapleton Amendment. If we don't end the war on drugs, then should we just legalize crack and prostitution? Why don't we consolidate into one Pueblo? Yes or no? Should we call our new municipal electric company Pueblo Muni Electric? Should Pueblo City-owned Elmwood and Walking Stick golf courses be affordable to even the poor? Who wants that recycling center in their neighborhood? Bessemer does. Bring that recycling center here. That's jobs and it's a recycling center. It's a good thing. Let's recycle more. Isn't it time we exterminated the goat heads, plus poison ivy, poison sumac, poison hemlock, and poison oak? Should we nominate Samazad for mayor? How about one of Samazad's 2 deputy secretaries? Which one? Shouldn't the city just buy everybody solar panels to install on our rooftops and home batteries to store the electricity? Shouldn't Pueblo City be off the grid? Why shouldn't we buy one of the Walmarts? Should we annex Pueblo West? Should Pueblo City form its own bank? Should we annex Colorado City? Should we get a marijuana migrant welcome station at the Big Rock Candy Mountain? Shouldn't we all just love one another? So, those are my ballot questions that I think are better than what strange mayor What, strange mayor? I want the Joker. Do I want the fucking Joker to become mayor? So then he just what? He'll start his own fucking Holocaust? A small tax on our water bill for roads, but it's a monthly tax. And then a sales tax for 24 new cops. And who controls those cops? Is it Troy? Is it the civil service? Is it city council? Is it the executive? We're just going to put just 24 cops out there. Just 24 cops. Here you go. Poof, here's 24. Who's picking them? Who's choosing them? Who's hiring those cops? And should we, instead of just giving it to the system, 24 cops, should we just give Jenny Paulson 24 cops? Let's give Jenny Paulson the 24 cops. Then we'll have somebody will be accountable for those police. She'll be accountable. Oh, yeah, remember those 24 cops we hired for you, Jenny? Yeah, one of them is going around and it just kicked my kid. So, what the fuck? Jenny, you said that this cop was going to be good, now he's kicking my kid? What am I supposed to do here? She would be held accountable. She would be the point person. And she's a citizen, so I feel like I would trust a citizen more than somebody that's in a position of power. Especially, the thin blue line. Right? Isn't that the culture? The culture of police is it's them versus us. So we got to protect our own. No, you need to protect all of us. All of us need to be protected. And, let's see, so the sales tax for the police, sales tax for the water tax, whatever, for the roads, strange mayor, and, is that everything? Yeah, 24 cops, Jenny Paulson, small army, then the road tax on the water bill, and then the, strange mayor. You want the Joker to be your mayor, huh? And you want, what, Harley Quinn? You want Harley Quinn to be your first lady? Look, if maybe you were not built to be strong, but if you're strong, you'll choose good, because choosing evil is absurd. So get it together. Think about what you're doing. We don't need a tyrant. We don't need a strange mayor. Well, you're having daddy issues and you just want a nice, strong daddy to tell you what is right, what is wrong, and go in there and clean house. And tell me who that is. Tell me who that strange mayor is. If you could tell me who that great progressive hero is going to be that will be elected by the city of Pueblo, that's going to make everything right, that'll stand up to the corporations, to the banks, to the elite, to the 1%, to the powers that be, and they continue to fight for the 99% to fight for the rest of us. Tell me who that is. You believe in strange mayor, why? Because you want to be the mayor? Because you got somebody in mind? Who is that person? Now, who's that person? No, I want to know. You believe that a strong tyrant would be a good thing. And you know what? That's actually a good thing for a progressive government if they knew what they were doing. So Teddy Roosevelt said, well, what if I just take the soldiers, during a strike, and if I just take the mines over? How would you all like that? And the owners to the mine wouldn't like that, right? He did the opposite of what Grover Cleveland did during the Pullman strike, which is what created the Labor Day. The Labor Day that we just now celebrated. Grover Cleveland just sends in the army and they just start killing the strikers, right? Just quash the fucking strike just like it was nothing. Teddy Roosevelt said, I'm going to take... So basically Teddy Roosevelt won a square deal between the strikers and between the operators of the company. He wanted a square deal. So if you get a strong progressive in there, you can make, bust them trust and go after... it would be nice if the 24 police were just exclusively on white-collar crime. Let's get some of these, rich bastards and put them in handcuffs and see them. That would be wonderful. See these fat cats, these bosses and these political titans who've been skimming and, stealing from the public for years. That'd be awesome. And to say that, nobody's doing it, we need, people looking at it, right? We have all these police. We got, 200 in the city, and we got, 2, 3, 4, 500 in the county. And we spend 50, 100 million, I don't know how much, but 54% of our budget, and then the sheriff's budget, too, is more than our budget. So we got a lot of money that's already being spent. There's a lot of money that's out there. If we consolidated all this, we would save, millions of dollars, so we wouldn't have to. Anyways, God, where am I going with all this? The 4 questions are not that good of questions. The 4 questions are not that good of questions. They don't go to the heart of the matter. They don't talk about any, here's more than 40 questions that are more interesting and actually gives the power to the people. The people should have the power. And hopefully me illuminating all these better ballot questions kind of shows how pitiful and pathetic the ballot questions that we have been given to decide upon are. These are bad questions. You're going to have a lot of scrutiny. A lot of people are going to look at this, and this is pitiful. I don't know why we've got here, but here we are. We're not talking about a piddly tax for 24 new cops, and then a monthly tax for the roads, which the roads look okay to me. Maybe there's, I'm not all over the place. The goat heads are the biggest thing that's affecting me. If you're telling me my number one issue, whoever's going to fucking exterminate these goddamn goat heads, okay? Education, jobs, all those things, healthcare, those things matter to me. I would say those are probably the three main issues. Jobs, healthcare, education. Infrastructure is nice. It's important. Infrastructure is fucking vital. It's also a good way to virtue signal or show that you're smart. I know politics. I'm all about infrastructure. Oh, okay. Well, cool. But it is actually cool, but it's not the only thing. Healthcare, education, jobs. Don't forget where you came from. And, don't forget to go vote for these boring-ass, lame questions. There's something, okay? So at least they give us some decision, right? We have some choice in the matter, collectively, maybe, hopefully, if we choose the right way, or influence enough people. Oh my God, we have no fucking power. We got no fucking power. All these questions are distractions from what they're actually doing, and what are they doing? They're lining their pockets, for themselves. They're getting rich off the public dime. They're enriching all their damn friends. They're getting all the best resources, all the best land, all the best properties, all the best jobs. It's going to be like the King Dynasty. King, Queen, Q-I-N-G. King, I think it's King, isn't it? King. The King Dynasty. It was the Manchu people, the Manchu way. And it was a bloated bureaucracy. The bureaucracy been paid off the whole time, didn't really provide any services to anybody. It was a military, actually, in the King Dynasty, the Manchus. Short for Manchurians. And the Manchurians have some ancestry in China, so they're like, oh, this is actually our country, not yours. So, is that what we're faced with right now? A bureaucratic mess? Because then a libertarian would be good to sort of break that libertarian mess. Actually, any new person, a left libertarian could do just as good a job. Man, I don't like the libertarians. I like that they are confident with the personal freedom issues when I don't hear liberals or Democrats talking about them. When they're liberal with freedoms, liberal with rights, right? Hillary Clinton wasn't even for homosexuality, right? DOMA. Libertarians are. Libertarians are against the war on drugs. Libertarians are against the war. They also want, free market anarchy. No fucking government. Cut all welfare spending. No public education. They're against universal education. Universal edu-fucking-cation. No more preschool. No more kindergarten. They always talk about Big Bird. Oh, he wants to cut Big Bird. PBS. He wants to get rid of Big Bird. Nuh-uh. That's when people give a shit, right? So, maybe we'll get one of these questions on a future ballot some other day. So, guess we'll just be happy with what we got.